What's up everybody, it is Generalkidd here. How's everyone doing today? So, for today's video, about a week ago I did a video comparing the rocket launchers across all the Halo games and ended up declaring Halo 4 as the best rocket launcher. But during that comparison, I brought up a few interesting statistics. For example, certain games like Halo 2, the rockets, they not only did explosion damage, but they also had a number for impact damage, which I assumed at the time it means when the rocket hits you, it does 150 points of damage, and when it explodes, it does another 200 points of damage, for a total of 350 points of damage, for Halo 2, for example. But then for Halo 3, it had no such impact damage. It only had just explosion damage, and of which it only did 240 points of damage. So, at the time, I wasn't quite sure what impact damage exactly did, and whether or not Halo 3 and Halo 1 had it or not. But in the end, I assumed that impact damage stacked on top of regular damage, and that's why I declared Halo 4 the winner, because when it stacked the two damages together, it does the most damage. But for this video, I wanted to test to see if you take off the explosion damage on games like Halo 2 and Reach and 4, if the impact damage alone actually does damage. And as you can see, without any explosion damage at all, completely taken out, it actually does still do damage. So for Halo 2 specifically, it was like 200 points of impact damage, which is not bad. But it's pretty interesting if you fire without the explosion damage. You're basically hurling like a rock at enemies or friendlies. When it impacts the ground, it does look like, you can tell there's still an impact there, but there's no splash damage anymore because there's no explosion. But if you fire it at someone, then it still does that amount of damage. Now against Covenant, when they have shields, against elites specifically, they can probably survive one rocket, but then the second one takes them out. So that's just an idea. That should give you an idea of how powerful rockets are without the explosion. If you fire duds at enemies, you can kind of get an idea of what that's like. It'd actually be pretty cool if you could have faulty weapons in Halo, where sometimes weapons jammed, or you fire a dud by accident or something, or it malfunctions. That'd actually be pretty interesting to see. And now we know what it would be like if you fired a dud. But anyways, let's test the other games to see what impact damage is like. So as you can see with Halo Reach, same thing. Take out explosion. There's no splash damage or anything. But if you get a direct hit with the impact, then it does in fact do damage. In fact, Halo Reach's impact damage is a little higher than Halo 2's. My bad. But let's take a quick look here in slow motion, just so you can see the rocket actually impacting. And as you can see, there you go. And it pretty much kills elites in one hit. But on Halo Reach, it's a little frustrating to use just to fire duds at elites specifically, because they like to dodge you a lot. They sidestep and everything, and basically because you're firing direct impact, it's like firing a rocket launch, a sniper rifle, but in slow motion. So it's really easy to dodge the rockets this way. You can actually make a game of dodgeball this way without any explosions in custom games. But yeah, so for Halo 4, same thing. It's no explosion damage leaves a pretty powerful impact damage. And as you recall, Halo 4, I don't remember the exact numbers I listed for Halo 4's impact damage, but in the end, Halo 4's impact and explosion damage added together made it the most powerful rocket launcher of the entire series, with the exception of Halo 5, because I couldn't compare Halo 5 without the proper tools. But yeah, so Halo 4's rocket launcher, is impact damage wise against enemies, it's pretty much one hit kill against most enemies, but impact alone against vehicles and other things like this, it's not as good. It does have the amount of damage still, but it's not as effective without its explosion, which is not surprising. So what about Halo 1 and Halo 3? If you remember in the video, Halo 1 and Halo 3 did not have any numbers for impact damage, and I wasn't sure if I just missed them or something, or if they're hidden somewhere else. So I decided to put it to the test for those games as well. And as you can see, I took off explosion damage for Halo 1 here, Halo CE, and it does indeed still have all the impact effects and everything. but no splash damage, no explosion damage, and as you can see, Halo 1 does not have any impact damage for the rockets. It still makes the Marines like bleed and enemies bleed, but it does not hurt them at all because there's no impact damage, only explosion damage. So without explosion damage, you're really firing duds that do nothing. You're basically firing like styrofoam at them. And as for Halo 3, for some reason, Halo 2 added the impact damage, but for some reason Halo 3, it took off the impact damage again as well. And then after Halo 3, skipping ODST, because ODST is basically Halo 3, they brought back impact damage and then kept it through Halo 4. So I don't know why Halo 3 doesn't have impact damage. It's weird. It's actually, Halo 3 is a lot closer to Halo CE than it is to other games, in this regard at least. But I mean, like, you see the Marines, they all still dodge the rockets and react to it, but it just doesn't do any damage to them. But yeah, so that basically answers that question. And basically the purpose of the video is I just wanted to confirm my information from the rocket launcher comparison video, just in case I was wrong about the impact damage and Halo 3 and Halo 1 not having impact damage. And as you can see, that is the case. So the answer is yes and no. Halo 2, Reach, and 4 do have impact damage in the Halo series, but Halo 1 and Halo 3 do not have impact damage. They are literally explosions only. Their projectiles literally are harmless unless they explode. But yeah, so hopefully you guys found this video to be interesting, and if you did enjoy this, make sure to leave a like. Leave your thoughts in the comments. If there's anything else we need to check out or look into, just let me know in the comments. I'll do my best to look into it when I get a chance. Other than that, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you all next time. Bye, guys.